Hi everybody out there, this is Corey at Gemini Guitar. This lesson today is going to focus on a topic that relates to one of my personal preferences when composing and playing. This is in the ambient sort of scheme of things, and we're going to be focusing on the F major 7 to C major 7 progression. One of my first experiences with this progression was when listening to Gymna Petty by Eric Satie, the minimalist composer, and it's always seemed to stick with me over the years. I just enjoy the simplicity of going from this F major 7 to the C major 7, and of course then once you've explored that, you can then transpose it into different keys and add different things to it and whatever, but it's a very simple idea and very beautiful in its sound. I find it quite therapeutic. Okay, the first voicing is F major 7 in the 8th position. So we have the F note, the C note, the E note, and the A note. And in fact, now that I think about it, I actually started a song that I wrote, Remember, with this chord. Because string 1 is E as well, this gives us an interesting addition to the chord. So if we play from the 5th down to the 1st string, I like that sound a lot. Just helps it to ring out a bit more. Okay, now basically there's two options here. We can keep the same shape that we've got and transfer that back basically 2.5 steps to the C note. That would be in the 3rd position, so we'd have C, G, B, and E. And if we want to throw in the 1st string again open, we can do that. And that's interesting too, because where the 4th finger sits is the same note as the open 1st string, as many of you would probably pick up on if you're used to tuning your guitar that way. So it's like a unison. So it just helps to add a bit of body to the chord, basically. Now if we do this, in my opinion, this is probably the better option, and one of the biggest reasons for that is when we're transferring the shape, obviously, we don't have to fiddle around and get our fingers into a different spot, so we just slide from one to the other. So for example, the other cool thing you'll notice there too is that nice sliding effect that we get by, well, sliding basically. So when we change, we get that nice lazy slide happening. And what I like to do is take the 1st finger off. I find this helps the slide a bit, and then we can concentrate on these 3 notes doing the slide. Okay, so there is another option here, so we can play the F major 7 as we did, and then we can actually stay in the same position here, pretty much, play C major 7 like this. So then we've got the C note, the B, the E, and the G, open E, if we want to include that. Basically a slightly different order of notes there. Another thing we could do is do these both in the open position. So C major 7 in the open position looks like this. C, E, open G, open B, open E. And I also like this one a lot too. F major 7 is not far away, so we have F, A, C, and E. one's probably good if you want to do stuff like in the vein of Cocteau Twins, or another one of my favourite guitarists is Johnny Marr from the Smiths, and I know that he likes to do that sort of really jangly stuff with chords like these occasionally in ballads. I think one of my favourite ones, which was I Know It's Over off The Queen Is Dead. That's probably my favourite Smiths album, but and I'm sure that he uses a bit of these, or these voicings in that track, which is cool. So yeah, so you can get like a sort of this type of thing. Let's change the feel a bit, so if we did more of like a sort of waltz type rhythm. You could also be creative there with the F major 7 too. You could do things like just a little nice idea like that. Pick the open first string, hammer to the first fret on the same string, and then repeat it a few times. Or a couple of times and just end on the E, so it's like. Plus you get a nice ghost note when you take the first finger off, which is the open B note, so it's like. You could also use the G note on the first string. Which changes the chord a bit, but I like to think of those as just melodic additions that spice it up a bit. So there you have it. And because I've got a really nifty new program, that's Neck Diagrams. Anybody wanting to draw scales and chords, check that one out. It's just been a total revelation to me. Thankfully, a friend of mine found it for me in an advert in a guitar mag somewhere. Thanks for that, Dave. Go check that out, and I'll post a link for it in the lesson, but I'm going to put up some chord shapes on the website, geminiguitar.com.au, and you'll get to see how nifty they really are.